Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. Please, if you've not subscribed to our channel, kindly hit the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish videos on YouTube. You can be notified. All right, we're looking at Nigeria and Ghana. Barely a week ago, Nigeria embassy in Ghana was demolished, and that was not interesting. But before I go on, I'm here with my colleague, so we're going to be talking about this. Just a week ago, there was a case of bulldozing of Nigerian embassy in Ghana, and the Nigerians were not happy about it. And the reason why we're not happy about it is that African countries seem not to really respect Nigerians who are resident in their own country. They treat us with levity, and now it has spilled to even our own embassy. And right now, there are other things that are happening.
But they've actually gone ahead to agree. They've agreed that they're going to rebuild the embassy, really.
Okay. And I think that's when they started putting pressure on them and all of that. But for just a single individual to come out with claims without even writing to, Nigerian embassy to, talk about the land issues and all of that.
Yeah,
for me, it was bad.
It shows so much negligence, shows where the priorities they place over Nigerians and Nigerian property.
Yeah, they underestimate us and they just believe possibly the present day government can't do anything to them, because I don't think that...
but are they far from the truth? They're not actually far from the truth.
In the days of Olusegun Obasanjo, I don't think this kind of things can happen. Yeah,
that's what
I think a lot is also coming from as far away as South Africa during the xenophobic attack. They noticed that there was no response.
Even during that period was a case of even more bilateral relationship. Diplomatic relationship was even more cemented that period. Instead of even looking into it and seeing how it can be stopped automatically, instead it was now a case of diplomatic relationship strengthening them more. But that's really in the past anyway.
All right, but right now something new just came up, and it has to do with the ill treatment meted out to some Nigerians. And according to a particular group, they call them Concerned Citizens' Right. They have written to the federal government over an alleged detention of about 35 Nigerians in the same West African country, that's in Ghana. And the group, in a letter written by its national president, Dr. Olusegun Obasanjo, and addressed to the chairman, Nigerian Dispora Commission, NIDCM, Honorable Abike Dabiri, on June 26, 2020, said the Nigerians were languishing in a border town of Aflo in Ghana, located between the country and Togo Republic. In a copy of the letter made available to newsmen in Ado-Ekiti on Saturday, the group said it was stunned at the level of maltreatment being allegedly meted to the victims along Ghana-Togo border, where many citizens are currently languishing in detention with no hope of being released despite their pathetic situation. Copied were Nigerian Foreign Affairs Minister Mr. Geoffrey Onyema and Ghana High Commission and Consulate General in Nigeria. Infuriated by this ugly incident, especially coming at a time when Nigerian embassy was destroyed in Ghana, the body pleaded with NIDCM and the Ghana High Commission and Consulate General in Abuja and Lagos to use their influence to intervene and secure the immediate release of these hapless Nigerians. According to the letter, and I quote, it said, available information corroborated the fact that about 35 Nigerians are currently detained, some for more than 45 days, in unsanitary condition in the arrival hall and other locations, which can better be described as concentration camps. They sleep on bare concrete floor without food and with just one toilet for all gender. To make matters worse, both men and women are crammed in one camp. Sleeping together is in flagrant violation of the detention code and convention. It was reliably informed that a huge sum of money are also seized from traders, among them by the immigration officer under the facade of safekeeping. While being held incommunicado, they were made to pay 300 CD each under duress to the immigration officer. Their phones and ECOWAS passport were seized, and without the opportunity of reaching out to members of their families since they left home, who may not even know their whereabouts, situations, and circumstances currently. During investigation, we gathered that when some frustrated ones among the detainees complained about more than 30 days in detention, they were beaten, tortured, and told, "You will die here." They were told their offense was entering Ghana illegally, even when there was unfettered movement across borders as contained in the ECOWAS Charter that bonded member states. These are people who have also seen Ghana as a sister country to Nigeria and Nigerians, and who have previously been coming in and out of Ghana on business trip, believing they are covered under the ECOWAS protocol agreements. The CCR posit that no matter the magnitude of the offense or crime committed, that it was wrong for those Nigerians to be treated in such a crude, brutish, inhuman, and inhuman condition, like making fellow human beings sleep on concrete floor for weeks and months without food. Speaking further, CCR added, and I quote, he said, "They daily buy their own food and some are running out of money. Their treatment has nothing to do with COVID-19 because they have been tested and found negative for weeks and still kept together without social distancing and even face masks. Their main immigration officers escort women to private bedroom where the prisoner pay for such services. Our concern is that the victims are gradually sliding into depression in their frustrated conditions, and except prompt action is taken, suicide behaviors may follow. What they are facing now is surely beyond expectation as travelers within the same sub-region. They cross two francophone countries without horror, and only to be so treated in their sister English-speaking country. We are sure that Ghanaian government and immigration authorities would not have approved this type of inhuman treatment, knowing Ghana democracy, human rights, and rule of law values as example in Africa and ECOWAS. CCR said it decided to write to blow the lead open so that investigation and appropriate action will be taken, knowing the integrity and transparency of the Ghanaian authorities, so that the good name and image of the country can be protected in Africa and globally. That's just it. And looking at this issue, the first thing that hit my mind was, as much as we are getting angry that these things are actually happening, but at the same time, during this period, we're supposed to stay at home. Moving to other countries and all of that was...
It's a general lockdown.
There was a general lockdown. So how did they even get into Ghana? But let's put that aside and look at the rule of law and fundamental human right of every citizen in Nigeria. Well, I feel that the ideal thing would have been possibly to prosecute them and also send them back to their individual countries than keeping them in that kind of horrific situation, horrific accommodation. How can you allow grown men and women to be lying on the floor? Now, according to the information here, they've been tested and they are not positive to COVID-19. But for you to be lackadaisical about the way they relate with each other, keeping all of them jam-packed, women and men in one room or in one in location, without caring their gender difference and all of that, do you think that is really okay? And why are we being treated like that, being that this is, our sister state in Africa?
The problem started all with a bad image. Okay, we have very bad image as a nation. Corrupt leadership, corruption everywhere, looting everywhere. Just recently, Hush Puppy was caught over the same issue of the issue of a scam and all that. Now, with that,
now also, just sorry, I didn't take words out of your mouth.
No problem.
Just some hours ago, there's a publication by FBI list of wanted Nigerians again over a fraud of $6 million.
Again.
Yeah, again. So the bad name keep on,
Continues, okay?
increasing.
Now, that's the challenge with those bad names and all that. So, and with the fact that we have very ineffective, sorry to say this, but it's the bitter truth, the very bitter truth. We have very ineffective leadership when it comes to Nigerians in diaspora. Even Nigerians in Nigeria are not really taking care of that much. Okay, except you have the powers that be, or guy at the top that is interested in your case, then hopefully you can get some sort of hearing. Other than that, for those in diaspora, it's all on your own. Okay, so with all this trying to make so much noise, except private individuals, Nigerians push it on social media, scream it aloud. That's when sometimes our leaders get to react, just probably because it is trending on social media. Other than that, you can hear it and they won't react, and it has become a norm. And because of that, since there's no respect to human lives in Nigeria and human property, except the citizens start reacting, especially in social media, so it has, so to speak, given some kind of rights, unusual rights by foreign countries, whether sister nation like Ghana or not. They've realized that their leadership are not effective. They don't really value their citizens. So we can these ones that are with us are one of the few that are the few millions that are there. So they don't really take cognizance of it. So it's going to go on and on this way if we do not have effective leadership, unfortunately.
I think with the issue of ineffective leadership, just fairly recently there was a publication, a video that went trending where one of the presidential aspirants in Ghana talked about the issue of an ineffective president in Nigeria. When I saw that video, I didn't really, I didn't like it, but at the same time, it's the truth somehow. So for them to make it public, he came out, was talking a lot of things that Ghana should not follow the Nigerian pathway where we brought in someone who had kind of messed up the system and all of that. But hey, looking at the relationship subsisting between Ghana and Nigeria, I think that this kind of a thing shouldn't be happening.
I think they should put it in check before it escalates beyond this, because we've always seen Ghana as our own sister nation.
Exactly.
So if it's not put in check, we'll begin to see them as Ghana and not sister nation. So some things, there's this bond that comes with sister and brother relationship. Now, if that bond is broken, you're just like every other person out there. So why should we be looking after you? Okay, and they should look into it. As much as to start with, these guys, they did not say they caught them with drugs.
Exactly.
They did not say they were committing any crime. Okay, probably because they were on lockdown and all that. But like you rightly said, it would have been a case of redirecting them back home. Okay, there's a lockdown, nobody, and taking their monies. It's also another thing that's really not right. Ghana authority really needs to look into this ASAP.
All right. Thank you very much. I think that's where we would like to leave it. And also, we want to use this opportunity to talk to the chairman of Nigerian in Diaspora, that's Abike Dabere Erewa. She should please wake up and do something about it. For some few days now, I've seen some of our effort in bringing back Nigerians who are stranded in other countries of the world. I think also this one is very close by, so it's just a matter of talking, and then you ensure that those guys are released, so that at least Ghanaians can understand that we place so much value on our citizens. All right, that's where we're going to leave it. Go to our comment section. Please, let's just talk about this issue. What do you think with this illegal detention of Nigerians in Ghana? Do you think it's as a result of our weak government, or do you think that it's just a way of them underestimating our influence?